वक्फ के नाम पर भड़काओ भाईजान कमेटी फिर से काम पर। जाकिर नायक हो या जाकिर नायक की मानसिकता रखने वाले कई ऐसे तत्व हों जो भड़काने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। देखिए, क्योंकि इनके लिए वक्फ तो बहाना है, मुस्लिम समाज को भड़काना है और वोट बैंक चमकाना है। दुख की बात यह है कि केवल आतंकी प्रवृत्ति वाले लोग नहीं, बल्कि देश में बैठे हुए सियासतदान भी, चाहे वो असदुद्दीन ओवैसी हो जो कहते हैं गंदी नाली के कीड़े हैं जो अमेंडमेंट चाहते हैं, या चाहे वो समाजवादी पार्टी हो जो उनके नेता कहते हैं सड़कों पे आ जाना है, या कांग्रेस हो जो लगातार भड़का रही है। पहले सीए के नाम पे भड़काया कि नागरिकता छिन जाएगी, किसकी छिनी? अब वक्फ के नाम पर भड़का रहे कि जमीनें छिन जाएंगी, किसकी छिनेगी? देखिए, वक्फ में सुधार की बात तो सच्चर कमेटी रिपोर्ट ने की थी, 9 जेपीसी रिपोर्ट और रहमान खान ने की थी, मुस्लिम समाज के लोगों ने इसकी वकालत की थी कि 9 लाख एकड़ की प्रॉपर्टी में केवल 200 करोड़ इनकम आ रही थी। तो ये जो अमेंडमेंट लाया जा रहा है ये तो प्रो गुड गवर्नेंस है, प्रो ट्रांसपेरेंसी है, प्रो एफिशिएंसी है, प्रो मैनेजमेंट है, प्रो पुअर है, गरीबों के, बेवाओं के, यतीमों के अधिकार के लिए है। तो क्या आज इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं और लैंड ग्रैबर्स के साथ खड़े हो गए, भ्रष्टाचारियों के साथ खड़े हो गए? इनको इसका जवाब देना चाहिए और भड़काना बंद करना चाहिए। तो कांग्रेस को और समाजवादी पार्टी को जाकिर नायक का भी साथ मिल रहा है, मतलब कि दोनों की मानसिकता एक ही है कि मुसलमानों को भड़काओ, वोट बैंक चमकाओ, दंगे लगाओ। वक्फ के नाम पर
reaction of the BJP will go across to my colleague Pradeep Datta, who's joining us. But before that, we also want to take in the reaction of the Union Minister. So, Meenakshi, you told us what Zakir Naik's appeal is to the Muslims of the country. What's the response that has come in?
Well, yes, Pratibha. So, since we took our viewers to what Zakir Naik had to say, as we obviously said earlier, we'd like to reiterate Zakir Naik obviously fear-mongering, and Kiren Rijiju has now responded and had hit out at that fugitive, preacher Zakir Naik, and he has said, and I quote Kiren Rijiju verbatim, he says, and I quote, "Please don't mislead the innocent Muslims from outside our country. India is a democratic country and people have the right to their own opinion. False propaganda will lead to wrong narratives," unquote. That's a statement coming in from Kiren Rijiju lambasting Dr. Zakir Naik.
Okay, all right. Meenakshi, thank you for joining us. Going across to Pradeep Datta. Pradeep, the question being, who is Zakir Naik? He's somebody who is banned in the country. He's known for his hate speeches, and now he seems to be giving sermons to the Muslims in the country. These are amendments that have been discussed in the parliament of the country, and here you have fear-mongering coming in, not even from inside, from outside, with an appeal to the Muslims in the country.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Zakir Naik has no rhyme and reason to give sermons to India, because everybody knows India is a democracy. And this is the only country where not only talk of the Muslims, but several strains of Islam are living peacefully. Look at the country like Pakistan, where even the Shias are not safe, where Ahmadiyas are not safe, many other sects of Islam are not safe. So if we talk about India, what actually Zakir Naik, you rightly said, he's a fugitive. He's someone who had been spreading hatred. He is the one who is involved in the money laundering, and he is responsible for radicalizing several youngsters. That's one of the reasons in 2016 blast that one of the bomber had said that he got radicalized because of the speeches of Zakir Naik, and that's one of the reasons that he's right now putting up Malaysia. But the question arises, why the people from the political leadership among the Muslims are not reacting to that? Because this man is simply trying to, one, he's trying to create the divide between the Hindus and Muslims. Second, he is trying to instigate, because he knows that Hindus and Muslims are peacefully existing, so he wants to create a situation that once again the Muslims rise against Hindus, because he wants to resort to the fear-mongering, trying to tell them their properties are not safe. If you look at the wording of his pamphlet, he wants the 5 million Muslims to raise their voice against this thing, because he's saying that as a Muslim, it is his responsibility to ensure that this property is safe for the future generation. But the question arises, who is taking away the Waqf property? It has been the Waqf board who had been misusing their power and acting as a land encroacher. Many places we have seen that even the temple land has been occupied by the Waqf board. That's one of the reasons that now the things have gone to the Joint Parliamentary Committee. But unfortunately, people like Assaduddin Owaisi, who are the part of the Joint Parliamentary Committee, even they keep on playing politics over the issue and raking up this issue again and again. You are the part of the Joint Parliamentary Committee. You should speak whenever there is a meeting of the Joint Parliamentary Committee, then instead of raking up it public and trying to just play a politics over this issue just for the vote bank. So that's really unfortunate. But so far this man is concerned, he has no locus standi. I think rightly said by Kiren Rijiju, because he's trying to set in a kind of an anti-Muslim narrative. He's trying to unleash false propaganda. Basically, he's trying to divide the society. I think this man should not be taken seriously, because he is the one who has been doing it for the last several will take it, because what actually he has been trying to do through his sermons and dawa and through the Peace TV. It is ironic that he calls it a Peace TV that has only been promoting violence, that has only been spreading hatred, and that's one of the reasons that there had been several cases against him, and now he is living like a fugitive in Malaysia, because he's even facing the trouble.
He's accused of hate speeches for money laundering as well. He's wanted in India, and look at him giving sermons from outside the country to the Muslims in India. Pradeep, request you to stay with us. We have national spokesperson of the BJP, Shehzad Poonawalla, on the broadcast with us. Shehzad, an appeal coming into the Muslims of the country from Zakir Naik needs no introduction. This is a person who is a fugitive preacher who is known for his hate speeches.
No, you have got it completely wrong. This is not support for Muslims. This is support for SP and Congress's stand on Waqf issue. This is support for Owaisi on Waqf issue. Waqf to bahana hai, मुसलमानों को भड़काना है, वोट बैंक की दुकान चलाना है, दंगे लगाना है, जाकिर नाइक का साथ पाना है. So Congress, Samajwadi Party and Zakir Naik today are on the same platform when it comes to making propaganda about Waqf. And this Waqf amendment, by the way, has come about by the thinking of Muslim intellectuals, Muslim people, Aga Khanis, Boras, Dargah people, women of the Muslim community. They have said, such a committee has said, that we must have these amendments so that the people of the Muslim community get the real benefit. But all of these people now have formed an alliance. It can be called as the Aag Lagao Alliance. And Aag Lagao Alliance wants to now incite Muslims on this issue. So today, Samajwadi Party and Congress Party must tell us how they feel about taking support of Zakir Naik.
Okay, all right. Shehzad, thank you for joining us. Putting the Congress, the SP as well as the AIMIM on test, the BJP says, is this the stand of the parties here in the country as well? So, Pradeep, the politics around it continues. The union minister, of course, responded with facts. But the BJP also saying that the statement that is coming from Zakir Naik, the fear-mongering that is coming from Zakir Naik, puts, in fact, the Congress, the SP, as well as the AIMIM on test, because these were the parties that were also opposing the amendments.
Yes, BJP's argument is that these are the parties, those who have been opposing this Waqf Amendment Bill. And from day one, they had been speaking against this thing, because whether it's the Congress, whether it's Samajwadi Party, whether it's Asaduddin Owaisi's Imam, they are speaking against this thing. He said that this is an unholy nexus between all of them, and basically they are trying to instigate Muslims. If you look at this pamphlet also, one thing is quite clear. Simply, he's trying to instigate Muslims, because they know for the last several years, we have seen ever since the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken the reins of the power in their hand, they had been trying to wake up the issue of Islamophobia. When they did not succeed in that, now they think that this is the only way they can instigate Muslims, make them come out on street. Because often we have seen that there had been certain policies that and decisions taken by the government that has really helped Muslims rather than creating any kind of a trouble for them. If you ask a Muslim woman, triple talaq is an issue that was really perturbing the Muslim women. But now I think if you talk to any of the Muslim women, they will be coming out in support of that. They are saying that the government has taken the right decision. There are so many other issues which were concerning and confronting the Muslim community, and they are feeling really very helpful. But it is because certain people, the clerics and those political parties, they really want to call the shots, because they feel if this issue is taken out of their hand, then they will not hardly have anything to ask for, vote for, because as a representative, they hardly do anything for the people, only except for raking up these political issues and mixing that with the religious issue. That is what they had been doing. So that is what the BJP is saying. They are trying to create trouble here in this region. They want that there should be right-like situation. But the question arises, who is Zakir Naik to give sermons to India? Because the fugitive has no right. He should, in fact, try to save his skin rather than giving sermons to the Muslims, because Muslims in India are intelligent enough to see through his nefarious design and plot, because nobody will love to see their son joining the terror rank. What actually this man had been doing all these years, he had been preaching hatred, because ISIS tried its level best. Only handful of youngsters got lured to and joined ISIS and that Caliphate Brigade that was started by Baghdadi. And that is what actually the idea of India is all about, where people from different faith communities live together. Coexistence of different faiths is the strength of my country and your country. I think this is what actually neither the Zakir Naik or the Baghdadis of the world will ever be able to understand. They tried their level best to divide in the past. They will try to do so. We saw that a similar kind of a statement coming from Rahul Gandhi's side. I don't see any difference between what Rahul Gandhi said in United States of America and what this pamphlet is saying. He is trying to divide, instigate Sikhs and trying to divide society there.
And why be alarmist about the amendments that are being brought in, as the government has been clarifying time and again that it is for the people of the country? The fear-mongering continues. The BJP saying that it puts the Congress, SP and the AIMIM on test. Pradeep, we'll have to leave it at that. Thank you for joining us. But why